Hello. Recently, or yesterday rather, I made several videos about my idea of restricting my intimate and sexual relationships to just receiving blowjobs for as much as 9 years. To be honest, now that I think about it, it might be excessive. I mean, the idea of starting off my intimacy with blowjobs is not a bad idea, both to counter the evil of the creature, to counter its evil intentions to humiliate me, and to counter its psychological abuse, and also to leave me with memories that I started off being treated like a boss. It's a good idea, but it doesn't have to be as much as 9 years. It could be less, but how long is not the point right now. There's actually something far more important. Well, it's actually two things. You see, I feel some sort of pressure, well, especially from the creature with the woman thing constantly. Like it's constantly pushing its woman onto me in one way or another. And it really makes me feel like when I'm going to meet with them, they're going to make me meet with their woman. So, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like being pressured. I don't like when something is forced on me. It's a sort of a rape, and nobody wants to get raped. And also, I think that it would be wrong for me to accept a woman from them after such a prolonged period of being abused by them. That it's just wrong. I have talked about this before. I should accept a woman, at least a woman from the organization, only after a period of peace. Therefore, I am bringing the following policy. From the moment I am officially released, meaning I am getting an official confirmation that my body is not attacked ever again by a supernatural entity, and preferably also otherwise, and that I'm not attacked using noises either, especially at my own apartment. Confirmation that they from now on going to simply allow me to live my life. An official confirmation. From that moment, 100 weeks. 100 weeks until I may agree to accept a woman from the organization, or even to speak to one. I would not even speak to a woman from the organization until those 100 weeks have passed from the official confirmation of my freedom. That's the first policy. And the second one is that I must have my justice. And it has to come first. Justice first, then woman. What I mean by justice is my first and main four demands. One, that I am set free. Two, that I get compensated with money, actually a lot of money, because there was that much abuse. I mean, so much abuse that other people could have gone insane completely or have given up on their lives and committed suicide. That much abuse. Therefore, the amount of money has to be substantial, and they said exactly how much. 20 billion US dollars, and that's not asking for too much. The third demand is that the creature receives a severe punishment. Because even if they compensate me with money, the creature cannot go on thinking that it can torture the shit out of an innocent man, not to mention a special, very special innocent man, for as much as 7 years, and then just get away with it. No, it has to be punished. It has to be either imprisoned or executed. The creature has to receive a severe punishment. That's justice. And four, promise that the creature and its followers will not be part of my life ever again. Basically, a restraining order. A restraining order against the creature and anyone who follows him. It's reasonable, right? It's just. It's a normal justice type of thing, a restraining order, a permanent one, a permanent restraining order against something that has tried so viciously to end my life for 7 years. A permanent restraining order against him and his followers, like the noisemakers, for example. My 4 demands are extremely reasonable. There is no reason why I shouldn't get them. There is nothing at all unreasonable about my 4 demands. There are this basic, really basic justice for myself. And nothing more, nothing less, nothing more. I would feel bad if I accept a woman from the organization while I'm still treated unjustly. And yes, not being compensated, the creature not being punished, the creature being allowed to walk free, and no restraining order against him and his followers at all. That's called being treated unjustly, and under those circumstances, if I accept a woman from them, I would feel like a loser, even if that's an elf. What's the point of receiving an elf from their organization that treats you unjustly? First of all, I would like to know that I get treated justly. I mean, it's a basic fucking expectation. Treat me with justice. So justice first, and then women. However, I would not like to meet with their woman at the moment I receive justice. Because I want a separation between those two things. First, I want to know that I got my justice and I want a relief. I want another 100 weeks period to experience that relief that I got my justice and that now I have lived at 100 weeks treated justly, as opposed to 7 fucking years treated extremely unjustly. So 100 weeks is really not much time compared to those 7 years of nightmare, right? Again, reasonable. I am an extremely reasonable man. However, if they grant me the justice I want immediately upon meeting, so they both set me free and grant me the rest of my four main demands, grant me complete justice, then it won't be 200 weeks, it will be just 100. It will be the same 100 weeks, both for the recovery from abuse and the relief of, of reception of the reception of justice, relief that now I have lived 100 weeks under justice. They both can be combined under the same 100 weeks period, so long as they happen at the same time that I get released and get justice on the same meeting. So that's it. I want there to be a, a spacing between me being released and meeting a woman from the organization. I want to receive justice before I agree to meet with a woman from the organization. And I want to live under the feeling of having received justice for a certain amount of time until I will agree to meet with a woman from the organization. Very just, very reasonable, very logical, and simple.